go. Man, I hated hearing that. Another Saturday at Pacific while my brother stayed back. That big blue wooden door swung open, and there went my day. I was barely tall enough to see through that sandblast window pane. Phones were ringing, airlines hissing, Henry working down in the pit. Dad was cranking out radiators like there was no end to it. And that old air compressor would scream when it wound down. I spent all day watching that clock, waiting for 3 to come around. Back then I couldn't wait to hear him say, "That's enough." Funny what 50 years can change about the things you thought were tough. When the shop was closed, the whole world opened wide. Sometimes a boat on Havasu, sometimes just a family ride. The man behind those blackened walls could finally let things go, and I got to know my dad a little better when the shop was closed. Some Saturdays I got lucky and rode along to make a run. Anything beat blasting radiator tanks when you're 10 years old and young. At noon I'd watch that clock like freedom for a chili dog down the street. Dad took every nickel from my paycheck, but somehow it still tasted sweet. He kept Folgers by the coffee pot, Morton salt there by its side. Said a pinch will take the bitter out. I never asked him why. He wasn't much for giving speeches. He taught you while he worked, and if you didn't understand it then, you'd understand it later. First, when the shop was closed, the whole world opened wide. Sometimes with the boat behind us, headed for that desert sky. Fishing poles and water skis, laughing when somebody let go. That's when Dad could just be Dad. When the shop was closed, he loved to pull one over on us. That was just the way he played. Said, "Boys, keep watching that trailer, make damn sure it stays." We watched that thing for miles and miles till every one of us dozed off. He dropped it at the hotel, woke us up, said, "Boys, where'd the trailer go?" He let us sweat there for a minute, then that grin gave him away. That's the side of rolling customers never got to see each day. He could be hard, he could be stubborn, he was never one for show, but I saw a different side of that man when the shop was closed. I wasn't born his son by blood, but you'd have never known. He never drew a line between us, I was simply one of his own. Years later he made me shop foreman, 5 of us counting him and me. I laughed about that business card, now I know what it meant to me. I spent my childhood wishing that clock would hurry on, wishing I was anywhere but where I belonged. I didn't know those dirty Saturdays would follow me this far. Didn't know I'd miss the smell of solder or those grease-stained working arms. When the shop was closed, I thought that's when life began. I never knew those working days were building up this man. Now Pacific's just a memory, and Dad's been gone so long, but sometimes I can hear that compressor still screaming in my thoughts. Yeah, I spent all those Saturdays praying 3 o'clock would roll. Now I'd give anything to see that big blue door swing open at the shop. I couldn't wait to close, make a lunch and get ready to go. Dad, I'd go.